Hello guys, it's Sam C from the SWTOR guys, and this is going to be a video on the new Flashpoint that just came out in Star Wars The Old Republic. And this Flashpoint is called Kaon Under Siege, so here it is right here. We're going to be doing the hard mode. I'm going to be condensing this Flashpoint down into about 15 minutes, so I'll be showing you all the boss fights and other stuff like that, so stay tuned. We're going to head in here right now, so let's get started. Alright, so I just got in the Flashpoint. This is a first look at it, and first impressions tells me it looks like Corellia. I think this is just a independent planet though called Kaon, so it's not actually Corellia, but it definitely looks similar to it. And the trailer for this Flashpoint was called Rise of the Rakghouls, I think. So obviously gonna be some Rakghouls in it, so it's gonna be like a zombie killing type thing, because Rakghouls are pretty much the zombie equivalent in this game. So we'll head down here. These are not Rakghouls though, so I could be wrong, but it was called Rise of the Rakghouls, so we'll probably get killing some Rakghouls sometime soon here. But I'm kind of running this with a pug. I mean, there's one person from my guild that I know, but the tank and DPS that we have are just kind of random, so I'm not sure how this is going to go. I guess we'll see. So we got a Sith Juggernaut, me as the Marauder, and a Power Tech DPS plus our healer over here. So, okay, this looks more creepy. Looks like some Rakghouls might be down here. What's this? So I guess it's like a flashlight that follows you around or something, so you can see down here. Alright, that's kind of cool.
Major Visel here. Got a situation developing. The nobles are getting desperate. They want off this world. They're heading for the spaceport with their bodyguards. Figure they can fight through the Rakghouls and get a ship. We can't let them break quarantine. I'm sending my patrols to the spaceport. Meet us there.
Okay, so I'm going to be showing you the entire story of this planet. So if you don't want to spoil it for yourself, you might want to skip this, but it's up to you. I'm sure there won't be much spoilers or anything. It's just a Flashpoint, but it's still kind of cool, so I'm not going to be drowning it out or anything. Okay, the lights are kind of being overdone right now, so I'm going to turn mine off. You had like 4 going and it was blinding me. So instead of this eerie darkness, we have this bright, blinding light. But I turned mine off, so that made it a lot better. Probably only need one person to actually carry the flashlight, so just keep that in mind when you do this Flashpoint. By the way, this is a level 50 Flashpoint. I think it goes the same for the normal mode, but hard mode drops the Kalumai. Not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but you know what I mean by Kalumai. This Flashpoint actually drops the Kalumai helmet, so each hard mode Flashpoint drops a piece of that set, and this one drops the helmet. So if you don't have the helmet yet, you can come get it here, and that has a 25% chance of dropping off the last boss. There's always going to be one that drops, but because there's 4 classes, that gives yours a 25% chance of dropping. But we're going to start skipping ahead here a bit, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, so we got a cutscene here. So
must have panicked during the escape.
Oh, that's a big fail. Looks like me when I'm doing space combat. I'm implying that I crash a lot, by the way.
Crash site to look for survivors. Meet us there.
Alright, so there's where that ship just crashed. You just saw that on that cutscene. So we're gonna go inspect that. I don't think this is the first boss coming up here though, but I will definitely show you when the first boss comes. But I'm still gonna show you this because I do think there's a cutscene coming up. By the way, this is the first time I've done this, but I do know someone who has done it, so I kind of have an idea of what's going on. But this is all new to us anyways, so we're going to be running through this pretty much blind, but at least we have a person who kind of knows the boss fights, so we'll see what happens. Very long loading times, though. Don't let the healer go first.
Spread out. Check for survivors.
Major, we got a live one.
Uh-oh. That guy's definitely a Rakghoul.
You alright?
Why would you go up to him? That was the most obvious. Oh, God. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try and resist not talking during those. It's kind of hard for me, but yeah, I'll just try and stay quiet, even when there isn't dialogue going on. Just so you get the full experience. Jeez. I don't know if these guys just keep coming. I don't... This might be a boss fight. I don't actually think so, though. Okay. Doesn't look like it was a boss fight. Just gotta go talk to this guy. You should always heal up before you go into conversations, though. Oh no, that guy should heal. Oh well.
Those things would have torn me to pieces. You saved my life. Never thought I'd be glad to see the Empire on Kaon.
Don't let your prejudices blind you. You can't stop the Rakghouls alone.
I want to believe that, but you gotta expect a little suspicion, given your reputation. Truth be told, a lot of people on Kaon actually blame the Empire for this outbreak. They figure an infected ship was intentionally sent here to destabilize the system.
If the Empire was behind this, why would they send anyone to help?
Maybe they want you to look like heroes, save the planet, then try to convince the hegemony to join the Empire. The Empire's done far worse in its day. But if you're not responsible, there's one way to prove it. Checking the records at the spaceport will show where the infected ship came from. Should tell us who's behind this, one way or another.
That should have been the first thing you did.
Our first priority was enforcing the quarantine. Couldn't let this spread. But I've got patrols headed to the spaceport now. Maybe we'll get lucky and find some... Oh! My chest is on fire. Ah! No. It was just a scratch. Oh! One scratch can't turn me into... Oh! Please, do something.
This should be interesting.
I always knew you were... scum!
The dick. Who does that? Should've just killed him off. It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of odd that the light side thing is killing someone, but I guess it's better than letting him suffer, since he's gonna die anyways. How sad. By the way, if you're not sure what happened here, that ship that just crashed infected this place with Rakghouls. So that's pretty much a quick sum up of what's going on if you couldn't follow. Alright, so the first boss fight is coming up here. It's not actually a boss, it's just a bunch of mobs that you kill. But anyways, once you hit that detonator right there, it's like a box. Get a DPS on this turret right away, and then everyone else will just try and keep the mobs that get close off the turret, and also off the healer. So try and actually keep the mobs that explode away from the turret, because that's going to do a lot of damage. So just try and either kite him away or push him. But as you can see, all you do is aim this turret and it shoots by itself, which is kind of weird actually. But anyways, I'm the person on the turret. It's actually my first time doing this, so hopefully I don't get owned here. As you can see, these things are surrounding me right now, which is not good. They should be getting these off of me, but it's really not that big of a deal yet, I guess. But this is really all you do. You just AoE as much as you can, shoot with this turret, try and keep up heals on the tank and the turret as well. Yeah, that's all you need to do. So, very simple boss fight. There's not even a boss, it's just a bunch of non-elites, some strong mobs, and maybe 2 or 3 elites. I don't know, I'm just kind of... That's a rough estimate. But there is quite a bit, and they just keep coming in waves, so just be ready, keep watching both sides, and definitely keep them off your healer. That's more of the tank's job to keep them off the healer than mine. I just try and kind of hold back the non-elites here. Every time you hear a scream, that's when they start coming. So be aware of that. Try and listen for that, and then just check both sides. So they can only come from the right or left here in front of the turret, and that's about it. It's not as easy as I'm making it sound, by the way. It's actually quite difficult. It's because this stupid turret shoots like every 10 seconds, and kind of annoying to actually hit them all. The turret's actually a pretty easy job. It's just like trying to keep the turret up and also trying to AoE everything when they get close to the turret. So stupid idiots right on my ass right now. Uh-oh, lots coming. So far though, I actually like this Flashpoint. It seems pretty awesome. It's kind of like Left 4 Dead feel to it almost, with this whole thing in here. The Rakghouls, and even some of the mobs that you fight are similar to Left 4 Dead ones. Like there's one that pulls you in and keeps pulling you and you're stunned, so it's like that one in Left 4 Dead that I don't know what it's called. There's also those boomers, I think they were called in Left 4 Dead, and they explode when they die. So that's super annoying as well, but really cool mechanic to the game. Wow, okay, getting kind of owned right now. Yellow's got a lot of mobs on him, and the tank actually has to take those off of him. It's a lot harder when you have a Juggernaut tank because they have a lot less AoEs, so I said, oh no, Yellow's down, I'm about to go down as well, I'm about to die here, and he really has to take those strong mobs off the healer. Okay, so I stopped recording because I thought we were going to wipe, but about 2 seconds later after I died, the fight ended, so it didn't really matter, but you pretty much got the basics of the fight, so it doesn't really matter that I didn't show you the end, because like I said, there's not actually a boss. It's just a bunch of mobs that keep coming in waves until it's finally over, and now you can loot this box over here. Alright, coming up is the second boss fight in this Flashpoint. It's shortly after the first one where you get on the turrets, but anyways, it's this huge Rakghoul over here, and he'll do a few things that you'll have to watch for. The first thing you should do is get a range tank for this boss, because it's quite difficult to do when you're a melee tank like a Juggernaut, because he'll knock you around just like that, and then it's hard to keep your aggro on him because you can't taunt. But he was able to force jump back fairly quickly there, but you won't be able to do that every time. He does knock you around quite a bit. Other than that, he'll go into a frenzy every once in a while, and you will have to kite him around, but I'll show you that when it actually happens. It's pretty easy to tell when he goes into a frenzy because it will pop up on the middle of your screen and say he's going into a frenzy or something. We actually wiped the first time because the tank, even though we told him, didn't kite the boss when he was in frenzy, so we kind of just owned him. Okay, there you go. You just entered a frenzy, run, you saw that in the middle of your screen. So you can kite him over to this barrel. That barrel will actually slow him down and also do some damage. There's 4 barrels around every corner in this little area here, so when he goes to a frenzy, just kite him to the next corner here, and then it will eventually wear off. And then you can start attacking him again, and then when he goes into a frenzy again, you just kite him. So it's pretty easy, fairly easy boss fight if you know what you're doing. It's pretty awesome boss if you ask me. This guy looks pretty sweet. So the DPS, as long as he can hold aggro, are free to DPS when he's in his frenzy. So you just got the other barrel on him. That was kind of pointless, but that's fine, because actually I don't think the barrel wears off the frenzy. It just goes away eventually, has a timer on it or something. But he's now out of the frenzy, and we can start DPSing him again. So he'll go into that either 2 or 3 times during the fight, I think. It might depend on how fast you DPS him, or it might be a certain time. I'm not entirely sure, but all you need to know is when that pops up on your screen, just kite him around this park here or whatever. So here he goes again. You can just walk him to that barrel. Then when he gets close, just hit the barrel. Okay, he might be on me here. So I'll just hit this barrel. Okay, so he got hit by it. He's still in a frenzy, of course, but at least is slowing him down and also doing some damage. So now you can start kiting him to the next corner, and from there you should be able to DPS this guy down until you kill him. So like I said, fairly easy boss fight, as you can see. Just DPS as much as you can, and then have the tank just kite him around. As you can see, it's definitely easier if you're a ranged tank, like I said, because when you're kiting him, you can keep aggro and keep doing damage, so he'll go down a lot quicker. This guy does have a in range as well. In rage, kind of said in range there. It's pretty much the same thing, but anyways, once he goes in rage, he will start owning people up, like every other hard mode boss in existence. But I think we'll... Okay, the power tech DPS is down, but this guy's dead. Okay, so that was easy. Now we gotta head to the spaceport, which is pretty much the final area on this Flashpoint, so be back in a second. Alright, so coming up here is the final boss fight in this Flashpoint, and there's going to be 3 champions you're going to want to kill. And the order in which you'll kill these is the Commander first, and then the guy that's called Shaq something, and then Big G over here. The reason you want to kill G Clark last is because he kind of enrages, so the more you kill him, the harder he'll be, so it's better to just focus on him last so you don't have the other 2 getting in your way. Also, whenever you kill a champion here, they'll spawn a bunch of ads, so the DPS will have to take those out before you move on to the next being. So once again, Commander first, and then Shaq, and then Big G. So kill Commander first, pretty easy, just interrupt all his skills that he does. It's the only one you'll be able to interrupt, if I'm not mistaken. So once you kill him, once again, he will spawn a bunch of Rakghouls. That might actually go on the healers, so the DPS has to be ready to AoE those, especially the power tech, since power tech has a lot more AoEs than I do. So anyways, okay, so as you can hear the screams, they come rushing in here, so we gotta take those out right away. We didn't actually go on the healer that time, which makes it quite a bit easier for us. Once you take these out, all you have to do is focus on the next champion here, which is Shaq. Probably not how you pronounce it, but I'm going with it. I'm rolling with it. It's called Shaq, alright? So this guy doesn't really do anything special, just literally tank and spank, so take this guy out, and then he will also spawn some ads that you'll have to kill. And once you kill them, you can just kill the last champion, and that will be it. So pretty easy, but once again, this last guy does do, he starts getting angry, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what it does, but I think it does more damage. Also, he does a pin, which is kind of annoying, but you can definitely heal past it, so not a big deal. So this guy's almost down, which means the ads will be coming soon, and we're going to have to be ready to DPS those down, and then the tank can get aggro on this last guy while we're doing that. Okay, so the screams are our cue to start AoEing like mad. So they are on the healer this time, which kind of makes it annoying. And okay, so really easy, just non-elite, so nothing too special about these ads, but they can do some damage if you let them go unnoticed. So once they're down, you can just finally DPS this guy. By the way, if I didn't mention already, the reason we didn't kill the bonus boss, because the tank was in a rush and he just wanted to finish the Flashpoint, so couldn't actually do the bonus boss, but he only drops tier 1 items, which are worse than the Kulumai items, so it's really not worth doing because it is a pretty difficult boss. But if you want to be a completionist, I definitely urge you to kill the boss, because you might as well. But as you can see, this one's down very easily, and that's pretty much going to do it for this Flashpoint. I think we do have one more cutscene coming up though, so I will show you that real quick, and I will also show you what loot we get here. It's going to be one of our helmets. Hopefully it's mine. So that is the tech helmet, which I think bounty hunters use. So didn't get my helmet, but that's fine. Maybe I'll get this crystal. I guess we'll see. Oh, I did get it. Awesome. Alright, so coming up here is the final cutscene in the Flashpoint. So I'm going to keep quiet here because it is my first time running this. So I do want to follow the story here.
Hold on. Don't shoot. Not a Rakghoul, just a harmless shuttle pilot. Name's Malara. Look, I need to get off this world, and I know how this whole Rakghoul outbreak started. So maybe we can swing a deal?
Tell me what you know, and I'll make sure you get off of Kaon.
Good. Okay, yeah, I knew we could work this out. We're all reasonable folk. So, these Rakghouls? Oh yeah, I brought them on my shuttle, but I didn't know what I was doing. I'm just a pilot. I was hired to fly here. My boss is the one you want, not me.
Your boss's name, now.
You heard of Dr. Lorik? He's a member of the 37 families, the main political rivals of the royal family. He hired me to make a delivery to Kaon. Soon as I touched down, the Rakghouls came pouring out. It was ugly.
Dr. Lorik obviously didn't want anyone to survive the attack. He's trying to cover his tracks.
Too bad for him, I got a heightened survival sense. Lorik double-crossed me. Now I get to return the favor. He's hiding out at a secret base on Ord Mantell. So, that's about all I know. Now you ready to get me off this rock?
Your information was quite valuable.
Glad we're on the same page. Tell you what, just drop me off at the nearest uninfected planet, and I'll figure it out from there.
We have to verify you're not carrying the plague first. A shuttle will pick you up when I'm done here and take you for testing.
Great. Poked and prodded by the medical droids. Guess it's better than being left here with the Rakghouls.
Alright, so that is going to do it for this video, so thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and favorite this video, it'd be much appreciated. Also, you can subscribe by clicking the click to subscribe button at the bottom left, or the subscribe button above this video. Anyways, I'm going to see you next time, so thanks for watching. Peace.